Hey guys, I'm Demetria and welcome back to my channel. I love talking about branding, web design, SEO, marketing, all kinds of really cool business stuff for solopreneurs. Today we're going to be talking about how to boost your business visibility using SEO or search engine optimization. So first off, I'd love for you to hit that bell and subscribe if you love this kind of content, and I can't wait to share. So let's get into it. So over the years, I've been in business for about maybe 17 years or so. I have developed quite a few websites. I've worked with over 50 clients. I've designed websites. I've helped with SEO, with podcasting. One thing that I think is so important in developing your website, you have to have good SEO in order to gain the views you need on your site. So it's not okay just to have a pretty website, but you want to have traffic and eyeballs on that website. I'm going to share with you some of the techniques and tactics that I've used over the years because I have developed my own personal passion projects. And of all of those passion projects, only a few of them have really taken off because I took time to develop the SEO strategy for those. And so those are the kind of tips I want to share with you. It's all about keywords. You absolutely have to have a keyword strategy. Keywords are important. They are very important. Please don't think that once your website is designed, you're done, because you're not. In fact, keyword strategy should be integrated into the design of your site so that each of the pages, as they're being developed, incorporate a good strategy for your keywords on those landing pages. So you don't want to leave that part out of your design process. So whoever you hire to design your website for you, please let them know which keywords you'll be integrating onto your pages. Either let your copywriter know or you're going to create the content that includes those keywords before you give it to your web designer or web developer. So in a nutshell, keywords are those phrases or words that your prospective clients or customers are going to be searching in Google when they're looking for what you offer. You want to make sure that you're showing up in SERPs, which is search engine results pages, and that you're not buried way down on the 20th page of Google because nobody's searching that far. So if you can rank on a few specific keywords that you know your prospective clients are looking for, then you're more likely to gain those eyeballs on your website, which gives you more of a chance to sell your product or service. And this, remember, is all organic. You haven't paid for ads yet. So as much as you can utilize this keyword strategy, use it. I like to use Keyword Planner just to start off because it's free and it's by Google. So it's helpful to use it to see what's available for you, what keywords are available for you that you could take advantage of today. And it gives you an idea of what people are looking for currently, as in the past 30 days, so that you're not wondering if the keyword that you're wanting to use in your strategy is even something you should worry about using. You want to verify that first with Keyword Planner, and maybe on another video, I'll dig deeper into details about how that works. Tip number two. Tip number two is all about content. Content. And that, my friend, is what makes a website successful or not. So the more content you have on your site, the larger your site becomes, the more traction your website has, the more Google crawls your pages and finds relevant keywords to support what your website's theme is about, the more authority you have on Google for those keywords. So that's why you need to create content. Content can be packaged like a blog post. Content can look like a podcast episode with maybe a transcript or show notes. Content can look like a video on YouTube. So content looks like a lot of different things, but as long as it's connected somehow to your website, then you are growing your site and you're making your website more palatable for Google and for your prospective clients and customers who are looking for what you're providing with your content. So content is a solution for your site visitors, and you want to create that solution and provide those responses and provide those answers to their questions within your content. So I've written all about this in my book about blogging. And so Even if you're not a mompreneur, and the name of my book is Mompreneurs and Heals, a guide to passionate, purposeful blogging. But even if you're not a mom, even if you're not a solopreneur and you're just interested in the blogging aspect of how to get your content ranked higher in Google, I highly recommend this book. I wrote this book back in 2016, and the content is still completely relevant today, years later. And I'm still using the strategies that I used in 2016, and I'm finding that it still works. So there's not been a lot that's changed. There have been some things that have changed in the area of marketing. Some things have been upgraded since then, but the basic theory of web marketing and search engine optimization has been relatively the same throughout the years. There have been a couple of things, like I said, that have changed. And so you want to stay current with practices and what's happening with SERPs. But for the most part, as long as you're creating that content and you're focusing your energy and passion on creating content that revolves around what you want to offer your audience, you're going to be just fine, and you're going to grow your content, whether that's your blog, your podcast, your videos, and hopefully eventually digital products as you add paid products onto what you're doing. My third tip for you is site optimization. You do want to make sure that when you put up your website and you've released your site, that it is optimized so that you don't have to worry whether or not it's lagging and taking too long to load. And I have had that problem with many of my websites in the past because I was still trying to figure some things out. And what I've discovered is that a lot of times the page speed load is because of large images. And so as we start to reduce those images and crunch them down, we can optimize our site. And that's just one way. There's several ways you can optimize your website so that it doesn't take so long to load, because we do know that our attention spans today are fast, quick, and very small. So if someone lands on your website and it takes 30 seconds to load or 50 seconds to load, they're off and they're finding something else because they feel like your site is not working correctly. So it's helpful to know these things as you are having your website designed and establishing your brand online. You also want to make sure that it's mobile friendly. So whatever happens on a laptop or a desktop is going to be happening just as effectively on a phone or a tablet. So even though it's not going to look exactly the same, it should be relatively the same as the website branding on your desktop version. But we just want to make sure that it is mobile friendly and versatile. So those are things to look for when you are getting your brand done. On to tip number 4. We're going to talk about backlinks for just a second, and that goes hand in hand with SEO optimization. In order to optimize your site, you want to be using those keywords, right? So that's just one tiny tip, but now you want to make sure that there are lots of links back to your site, because we want your website to be the authority in your niche, or considered an authority. So in order to do that most effectively, you're going to need to get out there and get known. So you may have to guest blog, you may have to guest post at other people's blogs that have the same or higher authority and ranking in Google, and ask if you can swap, and ask them if you can provide content for their website and become a guest writer, or maybe be on their podcast. There's got to be a way that you can gain that visibility with a backlink to your site. And what a backlink is just a link to your website on their website. Because their website has higher authority, then that helps to bring some authority to your site. As Google sees their site as a high authority in the area, then they are seeing how your site is connected to theirs, and therefore your ranking goes higher in Google. It just gives you more authority. So that's just been the frame of thought when it comes to SEO. And the more backlinks you have, and especially to those that are authority sites, not websites that could bring your authority ranking down, but we want sites that build you up. So the more of that you have, the more quality backlinks you have, the better it is for you. So just make sure you're networking. And last but not least, we're going to talk about analytics, because you need to know what's going on with your website. And unless you know, you will keep doing the same thing over and over again. Now, they say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. However, you will never know what's broken or not broken unless you go check. So make sure you go back into your analytics. You need to make sure that your Google Analytics is set up for your website so that you can figure out what's going on your site, Google Analytics will give you a barrage of information about your website. So you'll never be in the dark about what's happening, who's linking to you, how many people have clicked on your site every month, and also what links they're clicking on, what pages they're going to, the traffic flow on your site, how they're landing on your page, the hotspots they're landing on, where they're leaving your website. You'll see conversions or places that things start to slow down and drop off, where they're leaving your site, how long they stay on each of your pages. And so it gives you so much insight as to what to do with your content and how to make your content better. So I highly recommend that if you don't have Google Analytics installed, especially if you're using something like WordPress as your platform of choice, you should get that installed. So at any rate, whether you're using Squarespace or Wix, whatever you're using, there's an option for you in Google Analytics itself, in Google, for you to set up your analytics and then get that installed on your hosting and on your server so that you know what's going on with your site. So ask your web designer how to do that for you. And that is pretty much it, my friends. Those are 5 actionable SEO tips that you can use right now for your website to get you moving faster and help you to begin shining online. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, neither is your website going to be built in a day. So your branding, it takes time. Don't rush it. This is a process, and I'm here for you. So if you need any help or assistance with your SEO strategy, your branding, or even just needing some help with setting up a website, I'm your gal. Hit me up at demetriazinga.com, and be sure to subscribe, hit the bell, and like this video. And I can't wait to come back next time with more information for you on branding and solopreneur life. Thanks for watching. Bye.